Hey, everybody. So, good morning. It's a happy day in Georgia, and I'm happy to be here. And I'm excited to have my dear friend, the Rockstar Coach Michelle Froge, um, be here with us. And this morning, we're going to start off with a couple of announcements. And let me bring on Michelle. Hi, girlfriend.
Hello, Grand Rising, everyone.
So, and I got my coffee cup. Yes, girl, you can.
And I have mine that says make your own magic.
Ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. Where'd you get that one?
Probably like Big Lots or Old Time Pottery, something like probably Big Lots. They have a lot of really good ones.
I love that. And I put some cinnamon essential oil in my coffee. Which my coffee, is not really coffee. It's dandelion coffee and chicory root.
Yes. And I have mushroom.
Nice. I didn't do mushroom today. Just saying. So, okay. So here we go. So we want to start the show today out of the get-go, first with announcements, and then we're going to talk about how creating peace amidst the chaos, right? Because this is really important, and especially since there's a lot of chaos, people are suffering, and we both know you don't have to, right?
Yes.
Okay. And so I know that we both have a variety of different ways in which we can accomplish that, and so we are going to take you through that. But first, let's go through some announcements. The very first thing is we're moving to Tuesdays at 3 p.m. I appreciate if you would follow us. If you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, it's the easy button, okay? But you also can listen to us on Facebook and on Podbean Live. And then, of course, everywhere you see your podcasts, that's the replay. You don't have to remember the time. Okay, so if you're not catching us live and asking questions and calling in on Podbean or putting comments here on Facebook and or YouTube, cool. And you have ways to play. Next. Let me show you something really cool. So, this is my girlfriend. First. I tried to vote more than once in 24 hours, and I said, no.
Yes, they have it. They have it monitored very well.
They go, you have to wait 10 more hours. Fair. Thank you.
It makes it fair, and I love that.
Oh, so do I. To me, it was another day. So I'm like, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes.
So,
yes, you can vote once for free in 24 hours. And this contest it's a competition, like either way. It's called Fab Over 40. And yes, I am over 40.
Kind of hard to believe.
Actually, I have another birthday coming up on Monday, which I will be 51. So yes, I am a tad bit older than 40, but this is for any woman over 40 years old. And if you want to make a donation, I would say don't make it yet. Wait until the competition gets a little steeper.
That's what I'm doing. It's exactly what I'm doing, and I'm throwing my money at it.
Exactly. But the money does go for breast cancer research. And, especially us women, we very likely have been touched by this disease. Someone in our lives whom we love has likely been touched. And so, beliefs aside, it is for a good cause. And so if you do want to make a donation, that's where it goes. But the prizes are amazing, and I am manifesting this win, and I appreciate all of your votes. Thank you. It's super exciting. Thank you, Teddy. Thank you.
So I'm going to do kind of a yes and here. First of all, I am throwing my money at it, the breast cancer research.
Yes.
For you. I don't believe in the Breast Cancer Research Foundation. I'm throwing my money at you anyway.
And that's why I said beliefs aside.
Well, and I
Because
want to give people
yes.
permission to do it and let them know I'm doing it for the greater good. The greater good is to get you the cover of the magazine, to get you, the $40,000. And, to me, that's the greater good. And we both know there's already a solution for cancer.
Yes.
I'm
Many.
cool. I'm cool. I will throw it for the greater good. So if you're like, oh, I'm not doing it because that, people, put your opinions aside. Do what's for the greater good. Vote my girlfriend #1.
Yeah, I need my car fixed. So 40 grand fixed. It would be good.
So Obsidian, which is my car, had a oops.
Uh-oh.
It was not Obsidian's fault, by the way.
Uh-oh. We don't even need to know.
No.
Whose fault it was.
No. We're not going there. That's it on that. So then, okay. So y'all have the link. We're going to show this again in the middle of the show. Okay. Now what I want to do, other housekeeping, and we'll get to our, topic, having peace amidst the chaos. By the way, hashtag mindset. It is the same. But we'll show you how to get there, So, so what I'm doing, so Michelle is doing, while I'm pasting this in, why don't you tell people about your karaoke and then your duo sax and singing? Could you do that for me?
Okay. Yes. So most of you who've been watching us for a while now know that besides the coaching, the reason why I call myself the Rockstar Coach is that I'm a singer. I'm in a band. I do lots of other things. And some of the things that I am doing now are hosting karaoke. And I host on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And so we have information on where. So if you are in the Metro Atlanta area, I would love to have you come join us. We have so much fun. And it doesn't matter if you can sing or not. You don't have to participate, but it's a lot of fun. Just
you can be the backup dancer like me.
Be the backup dancer, absolutely. Yep. And we cheer on everyone. We, as you might expect, we have great energy, and we encourage everyone. So that's Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tony's Sports Grill Alpharetta on Tuesdays, and Creation Social House in Alpharetta on Thursdays. And then my partner and I do, we have a duo, sax and singing. I'm the singer and he plays sax, and it is also at Creation Social House. We have 2 dates scheduled for November 12th and 26th. And those are Sundays, 6 to 9. And the karaoke starts 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we go until 11. So
they can follow you on Facebook.
Yes. If they follow me on Facebook, you will see those events being posted from time to time.
And how are you listed on Facebook?
So yeah, Michelle Froge for personal. I also have karaoke with Michelle of Band X. I have that page, and then I have Michelle Froge Music. That is also a page where you can see everything that I'm doing musically. And then, of course, at the Rockstar Coach is my business page for coaching.
Okay, so hold on. I'm showing. Cool. So you know what? I have to like that page. So I have to do fault and then see all. Favorites. Okay, I'm making you a favorite.
Awesome.
I've reached my limit of favorite friends. I have 30 of Michelle. So everybody, my birthday, as you know, was last month, October 18th. And Michelle came out to join me. So I was so grateful. So here's her page. I think this is the best page to do that for. So you can go ahead and follow that and make it a favorite if you haven't exceeded your favorite. And she was wearing the cutest outfit. And so I'm like, if I was going to have a girl crush, I mean, it would be you. Just like so cute. So, and people, you're allowed to have a girl crush and still like men. Just
Sure. Yeah.
just so you know. All right. So let's get on topic, shall we, honey?
Yes.
Oh no, we didn't cover everything.
Oh wait, no, we need to talk about water filters.
Yeah. So let me do this. So we're starting December. We're moving to Tuesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern. So please follow. It was going to be 4 p.m. Now it's 3 p.m. We're a work in progress, right? So stay tuned in case I have a bipolar moment. There you go. I'm sorry. It's just too funny. So water filters are going on sale on the 14th. Okay. So people, if you're not filtering your water, you've got toxins in your body. And I'm actually going to tie this in the show. I'm not going to go through it now, but I'm going to tie in about creating peace amidst the chaos. Because, everything I do is tied to toxins, right? They should probably call me the toxin-free mama. They haven't yet, but okay. Just saying. So they're going on sale November 14th. And so if you're not subscribed to my email list, so you get this notification, I encourage you to do so. So go to SusanEssentials.com, and I'm going to make this super easy for you. Let me go to my banners. And so this is where you want to go. Go to at the very end, www.susanessentials.com. And that's for the free consult, which you can do that. But download one of the free books. Go to free ebooks and shop button, free ebooks. Download a free ebook. We've got tons of free information for you. Really easy, like how to kind of like the switch and ditch. If you don't want to take pharmaceutical drugs, what are the plant-based options that you have? You can, download that. You can download information on every single oil that's used for your emotional well-being. I got free stuff on that. Peruse that. And I'll put it up here in a little bit, or maybe right now. Hold on. So yeah, I will show this. So this was easy. So let me just do a quick show and then we're going to get into our topic. We just want to make sure we don't forget this because Michelle and I, when we start going, like we start going. So 100 uses for essential oils, important ways to keep your family safe from 5G, aromatherapy, emotional support, essential oil diffuser blends. I have a new brand that I work with in addition to doTERRA. It's called Lotus Botanicals, and they're amazing. So you may want to check that out. You can download my story for free. The chemistry of essential oils, if you're into that, and toxins and air quality and how to freshen the air that you breathe. Okay. So I'll put that link in here and we'll stop sharing. Okay. So I'm just going to do that. So,
and if they download one of those, then they get on your your email list, and then they'll get notifications of the sale.
Yeah. And speaking about sales, the Centropics cocoon is on sale. It's $1,200 off.
Whoa.
Yeah. I mean, that's and it's been a game changer. My sleep is, I've never slept so well. First of all, it's mitigating all the electromagnetic frequencies, 82 feet each way. And then the other thing it's doing, and this is about creating peace amidst the chaos. But then I have the cocoon is a little box and it puts a cocoon around your home, 82 feet each way. I always have e-smog in there. Sometimes I run food, so it helps my, it brings back the food to homeostasis, meaning it's not being deteriorated by the EMF that's in the area. And if it made it from the land, from the farmer's land to the store, it had to pass through, right, all this radiation. And so we stopped that process. There's one for concentration, sports and fitness. There's another one for sleep. And the sleep was a game changer for us.
Amazing.
We now have to actually set the alarm clock.
Wow.
Because we used to get up early because we're like, that. Yeah. So, okay, enough of that. So creating peace amidst the chaos. This is a really important topic. And actually, we've covered 10 things that that help create peace amidst the chaos. Absolutely. And so we really, one of the things that I'd like to do, if you're watching, which you are because you're listening right now, share with us in the thread, what do you do to create peace amidst the chaos? I want to hear from you first. And Michelle, why don't you go ahead and share some ideas. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into my Facebook group and let everybody know we're live.
Great.
Like, just give them a little ping, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the main thing for me, without fail, that I will do first is meditate. And that word, sometimes if you're not a meditator, that can be, maybe a little scary, right? Because oftentimes people think, oh, I have to sit down in complete silence for, 20 minutes or 2 hours or whatever, it's like,
or you're going to snore. Like,
yeah, you get the picture of, the monk on the mountain or whatever. And don't get me wrong, if you can do that, amazing, all the better. And there are days that, I meditate a lot of the day, but you absolutely do not have to do that. That is a practice that I appreciate and really helps me. And certainly I don't do that to that degree every single day, but literally 5 minutes a day. And I'll give another little plug. Every single week, every Monday, I send to my email list a channeled meditation. And they are no more than about 7 minutes long. I've not had one yet that's even 10 minutes. So if you have 5 to 10 minutes total, you can meditate. And all it is, and it sounds simple, and I know it's not always simple for people, but what it is it's really quieting our minds from all of the chatter, all of the chaos, and it's bringing ourselves into center. And even for a few moments, and this is, for me, it's best to start my day this way, because when I do that, then I am prepared when the chaos starts coming at me, right? We're so tempted to first thing in the morning, grab for our phone. If we have the alarm on our phone, it's very easy when you have that phone in your hand to start scrolling or look at the news or whatever it is that you do. And when you do that, you are allowing the chaos of the world, of other people's lives, the drama, all of those things, the negativity, you're allowing that to come at you first thing in the morning. And so by meditating first thing, even before your feet touch the ground, if you're able, is amazing. And certainly you can do it throughout the day, which is what I like to do. But that's my number one. And I think overall, if I had to choose only one thing to do, that is what I would do, because I connect into source energy, God, the universe, whatever, resonates for you. Connect into that energy, that life force energy, and feel in that presence. And when you do that and you breathe deeply, that goes along with meditation, but it can also be separate, right? We can just do breath work, which we can talk about. Take a few very deep breaths. And when you do that, you're calming your central nervous system. And when you do that, you're already helping your body and your mind prepare for anything that could even be perceived as chaotic.
Well, and I want to explain a little bit more about that breath work for a moment. Why is this so important? Many of us unknowingly, because it's a program, hold our breath.
Yes.
And if we're holding our breath, and some of us do it while we sleep, I just reversed that for my husband and my friend Philip Shannon. Then oxygen's not getting to the brain.
Mm-hmm.
And then that actually just causes chaos, right? You need oxygen to your brain. Now, if you are, or how I used to be in the past, I don't have my bottle, but I have a roller bottle of Breathe essential oil. I use 2 brands now, Lotus Botanical Gardens and doTERRA, and both of them have a Breathe. Okay. Do the one that you're called to do. I'm honestly leaning towards the Lotus on the Breathe. All the other blends, most of the blends, I go with doTERRA, like for their immune support and their emotional oils, which we're going to talk about because that is a solution to having peace amidst the chaos. And I want to just thank, we've got John. John, I'm so not going to pronounce your name right. Skikata, thank you for watching the show. And I have Colleen Seibel, thank you. Zelda Robinson, thank you. I'm really grateful that you are here watching. So, and Teddy, thank you for watching. What does Zelda say? Hi, Michelle and Jodi. Love, love, love. Starting my day with the best coaches ever. Chaos, drama, negativity be gone. Teach this does. Thank you. Teddy says the first thing I do upon awakening is say thank you, gratitude for another chance above the dirt. True.
I love that.
And I'm bringing on the dirt. I'm saying. So, like, I don't have an issue around death. You know what I mean? I'm not like bringing it into my field, but I mean, honestly, I'm okay. Like, I'm really happy with how I lived my life. And so if God is feeling the need to call me home, I'm okay. Like I just don't have that trigger. So we want to make sure that when we're meditating, that we're able to get oxygen to our brain. So the very first time I meditated, it was with a group, with my psychologist clinic, Dr. Michelle Kukla in Palatine, Illinois. And she had somebody up in the conference room teaching us how to meditate. And of course, I lay down, I'm out cold in a second because I'm disabled, I'm sick, and snoring, not meditating, snoring. And everybody else is like, don't think she got the meditation thing right. So Breathe essential oil. You just rub it in the palm of your hands and you breathe in deep. It'll open up those airways. It will get rid of either all or some of the congestion that you have. It'll allow the oxygen to get to your brain. And really, when you're talking about having peace amidst the chaos, we have to then establish a higher level of consciousness about what's in our field. And I encourage you to rethink normal and replace it with the idea that it could be common, this thought, feeling, experience. It could be very common, but it's not normal. And so you can recreate normal for you so that you can have peace amidst the chaos. This is such an important show. I'm so glad that you chose this topic. Thank you. So meditation is key. And so you taught me, Michelle, to start my day before my feet hit the ground in bed meditating. So thank you for that.
Yes.
So the very first thing I do before I even go into meditation, and I had to do this morning and I had to do it the other day, I woke up with a negative entity on me. Like whatever I was doing in night school.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm like, okay, so clear that. So I clear my energy fields. I make sure that I don't have any negative entities on me. I access source energy and, like Teddy, I have, thankfulness, gratitude for, yes, for being above the dirt, but it's like, my agenda is to do his work. So wherever he puts me for that is fine. That's just really relieving, right? You don't have to have a tethered. And then I process after I center bringing God, my agenda and what's for highest good. And I ask questions about things that are on my mind. Is this for my highest good? I was ready to sign a contract with somebody and things went awry at the last minute. And then I found something that was $60 cheaper a month. It's going to cost me $10 a month to do what I want to do. I want to bring up a really important topic about having peace amidst the chaos. I want to talk about signals. And so where is it that you, Michelle, and the community, and if you want to answer here, that's awesome. And if you don't, you can answer for yourself. Okay. But I'd love it if you would contribute and engage because you are helping others when you share your story. That's why I do this. Not because I need to like tell everybody my, what I had for breakfast, but if telling you what I had for breakfast makes a difference in your world, I'll do it. Right. And that's why you do it too.
Yep.
So where in the past have you gotten a signal that you ignored and finally figured out it was a signal to do something different? I'm going to give an example. Actually, do you have an example you want to give? Because there's a couple that are coming and I need to have some time to have some discernment.
Gosh, I'm not thinking of anything specific because I feel like it has happened so often. It's like just a blur of, me not listening in the past.
Oh, I have a great example. It's about this show.
Okay.
So Blog Talk doesn't work for me. It hasn't worked for me well since the day I started almost 3 years ago. 3 years ago, February. It's a signal. I sense on Blog Talk that I was being shadow banned, right? For those of you that don't know what shadow banning is they don't really tell you that you're being banned. They just kind of like don't distribute your information. Okay. And then recently I can't even log on or it won't start the show or it's down or whatever. Like, I don't know if you need to be hit over the head with a 2x4 for that, but like, I'm like, and I was trying to stay on Blog Talk to support Naima because I love Naima. Absolutely love Naima, but I can't do it. Because God's telling me, God's giving me a signal. He's saying, really? Your voice is not being heard on Blog Talk. Walk away. We'll make sure your voice is heard elsewhere. That was a signal. And I ignored it for 2.5 years. I didn't fully ignore it. I knew it. I shared this information a couple years ago. And I was, like, when you love somebody as much as I love Naima, you don't want to cause upset. But then God's like, you have to do what's for your highest good. So I just don't, I can't get it. And I tried to get it on again today. It just didn't work. We have many people joining. So Jessica Jepson, thank you for joining the show. And Donald Lewis, thank you. Joy Harrison, we are so grateful to have you here. And this is such an important show because we're teaching about having peace amidst the chaos. And what we were just talking about a minute ago was, what are the signals, right, that you're getting that you're ignoring? And so we're asking people to contribute and share in the comments, what, wherever you are, like, what do you do to create peace amidst the chaos? We talked earlier about meditation for those who are just coming on now, since we have several people have come on. And what signals do you think you may have ignored that we're trying to push you or direct you into another direction?
Well, and the significance of, listening to those signals versus ignoring them is, when we ignore them, we can create chaos.
I'm like, take it, girl.
Yeah. And so, if we're talking about creating peace or maintaining peace amidst the chaos, why would we want to intentionally do something that creates chaos? We wouldn't. And so, and yet we've all done it. So give yourself grace. We've all done it. We've all ignored the signs and the signals. But next time we can choose differently. Mm-hmm. We can decide to listen the first time instead of have to be hit over the head by the proverbial 2x4.
Well, and so what I also want to say is that you didn't make a mistake.
Right, exactly.
So, and another thing that causes chaos is our language.
Yes.
I mean, it's so, look, I want you all to do this for yourself right now. Say the words. Oh, I can't even do it. I'll do it. I can't. It's like it won't come out of my mouth. Okay, can you put a cloak over so it doesn't go into the universe? And then, okay, thank you. And it can't go into my cells, and it can't go into the cells of anybody else. Okay, they didn't want me to do an imprint. Okay, I need to be better. Or I choose to do things a little differently. Mm-hmm. There's a completely different vibration.
Those words intentionally.
I know you do.
Choose differently. Mm-hmm.
Tony Mirandino, who has an organic farm in Chickamauga, who is on this show. That's the first time I heard him say, and that's why really it rang with me, when he talked, he doesn't make non-organic farmers wrong. He just says, I just choose to do things a little different.
Absolutely.
Right. And if we're not making someone wrong.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to take y'all through, what else would you like to share with others about creating peace amidst the chaos? And I'm going to bring out something that will also help. Go for it.
Sure. A couple of weeks ago, the meditation that I channeled was about practice the pause. Mm-hmm. And this is something really good. It doesn't necessarily come naturally to all of us. And so it takes some practice to practice the pause. But when we do practice it and it starts to become more of a natural response, it is fantastic, because what practice the pause is, and you've probably heard about it.
Are you kidding me?
It's simply,
my psychologist gave me the idea of using my remote control for my TV, use the pause button.
Yeah.
So we heard of it. Go ahead.
So
take care of the light.
So it's simply taking a step back, and it could be physically taking a step back from a situation, from a person, from a conversation, or it can simply be taking a step back in your mind. And instead of reacting, you can then respond. So the pause, if something is presenting itself to you that is chaotic, or what you perceive to be negative, or it gets you feeling something right in here, then that is your sign to step back, breathe. When you breathe, you allow your brain and your central nervous system to calm down, and then things become clearer. You can gain clarity from that. And what happens when you gain clarity is you can then respond thoughtfully rather than react with emotion. And when we can do that, we create peace instead of creating chaos. And this was a huge, huge lesson for me to learn. And I'm still working on it. I am not perfect at this whatsoever.
Whoa. You're not perfect?
I am perfect. We are all perfect. However, I would like to choose practicing the pause every time instead of only sometimes.
I love you, man.
Because when we are presented with something emotional, or someone attacking us, if someone is attacking us, unless it's physical, then by all means, don't practice the pause. Just go at
Walk away.
them.
Run away.
Yeah, exactly. But if it's emotional, if someone is attacking us emotionally with their words, it is going to be so much more peaceful for ourselves when we can take that step back, breathe, and your response may actually be to walk away, to not say anything at all. But if we don't practice that pause, then we are tempted very often to react. And then that would mean we're coming at them. And then it's this, and then this, and then this, and this, and this, and that, it's exploding. It's creating chaos that is very unnecessary. And one of the things that came up when I channeled that particular meditation was we give the other person the opportunity to sit in their own energy instead of coming at them with our energy, and then it just all mixes up and it's even more chaotic. When they are, quite honestly, forced to sit in their own energy, they get to experience how that feels. And very likely, it's not going to feel very good to them. And when it doesn't feel very good to them, they're going to then likely acknowledge that, and very often can come back with either an acknowledgement or an apology. And that's a beautiful thing right there. Just because you practiced that pause, you're not only keeping the peace and not creating more chaos, but very likely you're causing someone else to create their own peace and see how their actions and reactions affect other people and themselves.
Right. And so I want to do a yes and to that. When you're having a repeating pattern, so whatever that, and good morning, Chris. I didn't want to interrupt Michelle.
Hi, Chris.
So, hi, Chris. We love you, and we're so happy to have you here. When you're having this repeating pattern, that whatever it is, that confrontation that you're having with your partner, with your employee, with a sibling, a parent, whatever it is, look at the pattern, right? And now go back to that, also that meditation. And Anchor yourself with God and listen to God. What is the pattern? Why is it coming? What's the lesson that you need to learn? And then release the pattern to God. Like, you don't need it. If it's causing chaos, you want to release that pattern. So the pattern could be something like, I give Michelle feedback. You should really part your hair on the other side. She gets triggered and she gets reactive. Well, no, I need it this way. And my band coach said this is the only way to do it. Just making something up. The point
Obviously.
is, right? Because it doesn't matter where she parts her hair.
Nor does he care.
Nor does he care. And if he does, then we need to release him of some sort of pattern.
Yeah.
So, and I'd like to bring humor to this, right? Because at the end of the day, you can actually receive feedback. Choose if you want to own it or not.
Yes.
But let it marinate before you retaliate.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, there is no reason to retaliate, because someone's feedback is simply their opinion. And if you don't agree with it, it doesn't matter.
That was easy.
Yeah.
That was
Wayne
easy.
Dyer, I think it was, well, I saw it on Wayne Dyer's Facebook page. So I'm not sure if he said it or not, but it was a quote on his page that, we've probably heard before, is that somebody else's opinion of me is none of my business. Doesn't matter.
It's really not. And it is, but it's not. And let me reframe that. My husband gives me his opinion of some of the things that I do. And I give him my opinion of some of the things that he does.
Mm-hmm.
We do it constructively and with love and grace so that we can grow.
Yes.
Now, the destructive, nasty opinions are none of your business. You don't need to own it. We don't want the imprint.
Right.
We don't want that energy in the field.
Right.
So you can choose to not give your power away by giving truth to an opinion about you that you really know that's not true. Now, I'm going to give an example. I'm going to go back to 1996. I was living in Iowa, launching the debit card program for the United States. And by that time, my mood swings were in full force. Right? I've got the GMO foods. I have a parasite in my body that's running the show. Just saying, you got to have some levity around this, folks, because, if you can't laugh about the fact that you have a parasite in your body that's running the show and that the GMO foods are messing with your brain, a few decades later, then the alternative is to be sad and angry. And I choose not to do that. It was a lesson. But so the thing is I was moody and I couldn't see it. By the way, you can't usually see if you are a good soul, and you all are. We actually don't attract the crappy ones, so I know that you're good. No, but you are good souls. Because your heart is in the right place, it doesn't mean that you can actually see your behaviors. You know what your intention is, but you can't see your behaviors. And so if someone's trying to, with love and grace, give you insight to your behavior, listen. Now, if they're being mean, that's one thing, but feedback is not mean, it's a gift. So what I was asked to do back in 1996 was what's called a 360-degree profiler. And I think they're still available. I'm fairly certain of it. And so I took this questionnaire and I chose, it was 5 or 6 people that I worked with. And I asked them to give me feedback on me and my behaviors. And lo and behold, they all came up with the same feedback. I had a tone. I was nasty. I was, people. I was nasty. And I got that. And I went to each person in person. One I had to fly to Minnesota to do it. And I sat down in front of them and apologized and asked for forgiveness. And at the time I used the wrong word, saying that I would do better. But really today I would say I would do different. And so you don't have to do better. You have to do different. Okay. You're perfect as you are, and you can still do different. And love yourself where you are, and take a look at these behaviors and what is the lesson and what am I supposed to learn? Look, because they did that, I'm a great leader. And I'm not afraid to look at myself. And I do lead others because I'm not afraid to laugh at me. So hopefully gives you psychological safety that whatever you did is probably just as funny. Right? So Bagel is down there laughing. She's like, you go, Mom. That's funny. So be open to the authentic feedback. And those are the people whose opinions you care about, because they're going to give you authentic feedback about you. And then you can go pray about it and talk to God and listen for the answer about what you need to do differently, or read, right? You can also read on Dr. John DeMartini, John Maxwell. You like Wayne Dwyer. Name some of the leaders that you like, Michelle.
Definitely Wayne Dyer, Abraham Hicks, so Esther Hicks.
Mm-hmm.
The chiropractor.
Oh, Dr. John DeMartini?
No.
Different chiropractor. Oh, Dr. Josh Axe. There's so many chiropractors.
I know.
My brother, Dr. Stephen Susan. Sorry.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I'll have to find it. Anyway, yes, he's written, as most of them have, written tons of books and things like that. But
yeah, and you can watch their video YouTube channels, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so you want to fill, another way to create peace amongst the chaos. Let's talk Facebook, shall we?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do a whole show on that.
No, well, I can keep it short.
Yeah.
Really. So follow. So remember I went to go follow you, make you one of my favorites, and it said I exceeded my favorites because I only follow the people who are giving out positive, high vibration stuff, and I unfollow the people that don't. So I control my feed.
Yep. Yes.
Where are you controlling your feed?
Very, very, very important. And that kind of takes me into the segue of what we're putting in our mind. So not only are we, meditating and all of these other things to get the stuff that we don't want out, but really choosing what we put in, because so often we're not going to be able to, right? We walk into work and something comes at us that is out of our control. But what is not out of our control is what we choose to look at and listen to and put in our brain. And Jodi will talk about what we put in our bodies, right? What we put in our brain, what we consume in the social media. So yeah, if someone is causing you to feel badly, or you know what I mean, that just you don't get a good feeling when you look at their pictures or read their posts, don't follow them. You can
Unfollow them
yeah, you can hide their stuff without,
without
unfriending
unfriending.
them
Mhm.
if you don't want to unfriend them. But, on Twitter, don't follow people or news media or whatever that doesn't resonate well with you. On and on and on. When, you're in your car and you have something playing on the radio, make sure that it makes you feel good, or at least doesn't make you feel bad. Otherwise, how many times have you been in a decent mood, so to speak, and you get in your car and you're on your way to work, and the traffic is bad, and then you hear something on the radio, and it just, by the time you get to work, you're just like tense and irritable and everything. Well, we can choose what we listen to. So if that is you, perhaps intentionally put something on the radio that makes you feel good, whether it's a podcast, an uplifting podcast, or an audio book that is uplifting, or it could be even, I love to listen to frequency music. So you can put on frequency music. Make sure that it's something, calming, that's not going to make you like sleepy while you're driving, but something that's uplifting and that's going to help transmute any unwanted energy.
Well, I created the frequency music.
Yes.
So thank you for bringing that up. I'm looking for it right now. So,
and that would be perfect to play while you're driving into work.
Yeah, and the reason is, okay, so I'm pulling it up. Hold on. So here's the first one, or it's actually the second one, but the first one that I will show you. And it's on the YouTube channel, so it's free for you. It's 528 hertz solfeggio healing meditation to help you release anger, stress, and anxiety. And it's a combination of binaural beats and as that are working with anger, stress, and anxiety. I have the 528, of course. I have raindrops in there, and I'll here. This one is a little harsher, meaning that it's not as it's not as foo-foo-y, but it's going to get rid of your anger. So, and your stress. It's really meant to get rid of your anger. So, if it doesn't sound like a concert that Michelle's at and singing as the lead singer, it's okay. It's only 49 minutes. So, I would encourage you to consider that one. A lot of people are not watching this one as much. And, again, don't judge a book by its cover, so to speak, right? Now, the one that everyone's watching is this one. So, um, so this one is actually doing a brain wave correction. Okay. Brain wave correction. I use different frequencies that I've inserted in this. What does that mean to you? If the right hemisphere is blocked, it's going to unblock it. If the left hemisphere is blocked, it will unblock that. if the two hemispheres aren't speaking to one another, it will speak to another and will create a direct communication from the brain to your spine. And then that means it's connecting to every organ, tissue, and cell in the body. Now you can get a signal from your brain to the organ that needs it. Okay. So, okay. Which one did you like? The one?
I think it was the first one.
Was it the first one? See, I love the first one, but people get a little thwarted because it's very deep. And Chris, it doesn't surprise me that you like it because you're so enlightened. So it doesn't surprise me that you get that. Not that if you're not. Oops, sorry. Anyways, it can be, yeah, it can be. It's not the norm. Let's put it that way. And then Naima says, thank you both for such brilliant suggestions. If people would only learn to stop listening to depressing news, that's what is making them sick. We can choose to listen to what brings us joy. So, thank you, Naima. I stopped listening to the news in 2013. So I have my 10-year anniversary this year. So what do you think about that, Michelle?
Oh, well, this will give you an idea of how much I don't appreciate television and or news. When I met my ex-husband, I was really perplexed that we were dating and he always wanted me to come to his house and he didn't like spending a lot of time at my apartment. And I was perplexed why he didn't like it. And eventually he ended up being honest and saying, well, because you don't have television. You don't have, I didn't have cable. Like I had a television, but it had bunny ears and it, I never turned it on. So I didn't know what you got on it. But so because he liked to watch sports and, and that's fine. It's fine. But I have never, ever, ever been a big television watcher. And much to the chagrin of partners, I also am not one that knows a whole lot about what's going on in our world. And no matter what your opinion is on that, I'm okay with, you giving me your opinion. I'm still not going to be totally abreast on what's going on. And that's my choice. And because of that, I feel pretty darn good most of the time.
Well,
and let's be honest, when something big is going on, I find out about it. It's not like I'm living under a rock. I hear about it.
We can catch it on Facebook.
We can catch
it shows
at
up.
the water cooler. You know what I mean? People are going to be talking about things. And if it's something that we really need to know, we're going to know about it.
Yes. I'm going to do a yes and. And Michelle, most of the stuff I hear about before it happens, I'm all the clears. And I know what's going to happen. I don't even want to go into it because I don't like speaking it, because I don't like speaking it into existence. And so if I watch it or speak about it and I speak it into existence, instead of speaking about it, I'll pray for it, pray for the release of it, whatever that negative thing is. Rajai Kaldani, our friend, and my husband, our friend, and I prayed for Israel, right? October 28th. And we shifted energy. Now, I don't have to see what's going on in Israel. I don't have to watch it on the news. I know what's going on. I knew it was going on a long time ago. It's been going on since I was a child. It's just whether or not they're magnifying it this week or not. It's been going on since I was a baby. And so we prayed for healing for everybody, not just the Israelis, by the way. We pray for everybody's healing. Because the Israelis, because they choose to fight, if you want to say that someone's guilty, they're just as guilty as the Hamas is just as guilty as the Israelis. If you're choosing fighting over peace, and this is in your own relationships too, let's take it out of the politics. If you're choosing fighting over peace, you both need to do things differently. And you can't do the blame and shame. The universe doesn't support blame and shame, and it doesn't support sides. The universe supports community love and harmony and joy. And so if there's anything that doesn't align with that, then the question you might want to say is, how can I support others in doing things differently? And sometimes it's not what we say. Most of the times it's not. You just got to send the energy of love and peace to that person. Send them love. Send them harmony. Send them understanding. Send them grace. When somebody quits a job, one of your employees quits, most people will take it personally. Or that employee who just quit doesn't realize it's going to be the same wherever she goes. And do you know why? She hasn't handled the stuff that's inside of her. So she's going to continue to attract, or he, whatever it is that she didn't like. I would be so grateful. We have so many people in the group watching, so many that are coming up. Thank you for being here. What are you doing today? What have you done yesterday to help yourself with peace? And what are you doing to help others with peace? Can you put it in the thread, please? And while you do that, I'm going to go to a quick commercial. All right. Let me see if I can do that. Oh, I can. Hi, I'm Jodi Susan with Susan Essentials. I started Susan Essentials in 2015 because of a personal health journey. I was over-medicated and put on 19 different medications. And yes, I reversed all my chronic diseases using plant and energy-based healing. It was amazing. At Susan Essentials, we support both consumers and businesses, and we do that with helping your employees or yourself with a food as medicine mindset. How Susan Essentials supports businesses and consumers is we teach people about a food as medicine mindset. So we support people on how to support their own immune system, how to support their brain health, how to support their emotional well-being. And we do that all with plant and an energy-based healing. All right, girlfriend, what do you want to lead with next?
Something that I really love, but I am not an expert on it, and so I'll lead you into it, is I love diffusing essential oils because for me, I not only do I know and understand, though I don't know the ins and outs, I know and understand that it's doing something to me psychologically. I like the smell of them. So,
Okay.
yeah. So talk about, if you would, some of the different, like for me, I know that lavender calms me. And there's other things, that invigorate me. So maybe talk about some calming and peaceful scents or oils.
That's a great idea. Thank you. So, first of all, let me explain the science.
Thank you.
The best way to experience essential oils, contrary to my belief when I got started, is to experience them aromatically, inhale them or diffuse them, but really getting it into your brain, because it gets into your brain in 20 seconds and into your bloodstream in 30. So if you want to shift your mood from chaos to peace, that's your number one way. Other than frequencies, and that's expensive, but we'll deal with that later. So, well, no, it's really not expensive. Sorry, the frequencies we showed you, the ones on YouTube, that's free.
Yeah.
Okay. So lavender, there's a PubMed study, and we know that we can use lavender to dispel anxiety, panic attacks, stress.
No
It is
wonder
also-
I like that one a lot. Makes me feel
and it,
peaceful.
yeah, and it helps with sleep.
Yes.
When you put the lavender on the bottom of the big toe, that is equivalent to, that connects it to your brain. Your big toe is your brain in traditional Chinese medicine. And it acts as a time released capsule, meaning it'll take 8 to 10 hours to get up your entire body. So you'll receive calm for 8 to 10 hours. You'll be getting, as it makes its way up to the brain. So it's not that you do one over the other, you do both.
Yeah.
Okay. You get that immediate calm, and then you support the body by putting it on the big toe. In addition to that, it's the Breathe essential oil or eucalyptus or peppermint, any of your mints. And you rub it on your chest. Again, inhale, bottom of the big toe. Another good place is your C1, C2, okay? Your spinal cord. Why? We spoke about it relative to meditation. You need to get oxygen to your brain. If you're not getting oxygen to those, and opening up those airways, you have stress. Okay. The other oils, and I'm actually going to bring this up on my website because you can actually just go here. So, so it's going to rotate, but we'll do the best we can. I got pictures that rotate, but so the emotional oil kit from doTERRA has peace, console, forgive, passion, share, and motivate. It's like $100 if you have a membership, and I think it's like maybe 125 or something like that, close to it. Don't quote me. But what I like about this, and I do it in this order, if you're having grief, or anxiety or stress, you start with console first, and you rub it in the palm of your hand, and you inhale. So what we're doing when we use console is we're releasing grief, and we're giving it to God, and it just makes it easier. I'll just let this rotate. So console is amazing. And and a great way, and the science behind that is, again, now patchouli is in there, and rose, and patchouli takes, it looks like I have room for another slider. Good thing. Patchouli and rose takes you out of fight or flight. So patchouli is in the console, so is rose, so is lavender. It also has frankincense. Frankincense will put your brain in a meditative state. So these are all the science-based oils that are supporting your emotional well-being. And there's also, and I'm also working with Lotus Garden. essential oils, Lotus Botanical Gardens, and they have oils for meditation. They have oils for PTSD, Warrior Blend. They have balance. So that's this here, aroma therapy essentials is this link right here with the sunset. And then of course you can, let me just go here. doTERRA is, oh, where did doTERRA go? Oh, right here. The blue link is click here for more about doTERRA. Okay, so I kind of need to change that so it's a little easier. You can download here free 100 uses for essential oils. But what I think is even better is that, and you don't have to choose, you can have both. There's one in there for all the emotional oils. So there's the emotional oil kit, which is rotating here, that you can buy in a roller ball or dropper. You just put it in your diffuser. But then I have a list probably of, I don't know, maybe 125 different oils and what they do and what emotion they support. Anger, grief, trauma, what is it? Bergamot is really good for supporting trauma. And so you can inhale that. And what I do as a way to support myself and the universe is when I dry my clothing, you're like, why are we talking about the dryer? Well, because I use dryer balls and I take the oil and I put it on the dryer ball. And so I do a prayer every single time I dry my clothes. Okay, so I'm a little overkill. What else is new? And I'll put on bergamot, or I'll put on console, or I'll put on forgive, and I send it out to the universe, right? And I also fill my home with forgiveness. And I release any grief that's in the home or in the universe. And so you can do this for yourself. And there's, I want to just go to that shop page again, because I just think this is such a great download. Let me see if we can see it. Yeah, we can. Awesome. So I was speaking for the Georgia Addiction Counseling Association, and I spoke a few weeks ago at the fall conference, and we spoke about emotional healing through toxic-free living. And so I think, hold on a second, let me make sure I know which one this is. I think it's this one, the essential oils for emotional health. There we go. It's this one, not the one with the three doTERRA. It's the one where she's inhaling it aromatically. This one, and then the other one, real essential oil uses versus synthetic drugs. It's a free PDF download here. Okay, I would get these three for sure. They cost so much money, $0. It's a free download. But we spoke about emotional healing through toxic-free living at the Georgia Addiction Counseling Association. And they were really grateful because they said, we really need to have more people coming in like you, or just more of you, to teach us how, solutions. Right. So we spoke about essential oils, but we didn't stop there. We talked about frequencies. And we ran the free video that I created. And it was almost on instant case. You saw everybody's eyes closed and they all went into a meditative state like that. It was cool. And so take time to support yourself and take time to learn every day. Because if you don't know how to do differently, start researching what other people are doing. And I think that we gave you some names of the greats. Did I leave out something that maybe you wanted me to talk about, Michelle?
No,
Okay.
no. And I think, these are things, it just came to mind, using the oils, especially if you are diffusing them, it doesn't have to be like that, can go hand in hand with frequency music. So a lot of times what I will do is I will, if I'm coming into my option, or if I'm coming into my option, if I'm coming into my office, I will go ahead and put my oils on, and I'll start that. And then I will have frequency music going. And it can be very soft. It doesn't have to be loud. So I can take a call. I can be on a Zoom, with a client. I can be doing a reading for someone. And it can always be going on in the background. And we don't even have to be conscious of it. But when we prepare and prepare consciously, then we can let these things run kind of on autopilot, and they're working for us, right? And that's the same thing as if we do breathing techniques or we meditate. We are preparing ourselves for peace, and we are creating and opening ourselves up to peace. And we are so much more likely, when we have our arsenal, so to speak, set up for us, we're so much more likely to stay calm and peaceful in the midst of chaos, rather than just leaving it up to our reaction to see what comes at us for the day, and then in that moment decide how we're going to respond. It doesn't typically work as well when you do it that way.
Yeah, and one of the things that Andrew and I do is a role play for ourselves and for work. I mean, and really for ourselves, is how do we want to respond to something differently next time? And we role play it out, we anchor it into our brain and into our system, and we do it next time in the right way.
Yeah.
I want to address Deborah Smith. So first of all, Deborah, thank you so much for showing up. She says it'd be helpful to have a written chart explaining what oils to use and where to place on the body infuser, also for crystals. So there are people that specialize in crystals way better than me, but oils, I'm your gal. And so the links that I put in here are what you're asking for. And there's so much free information on my site. It's ridiculous. So you got the ones for emotional health. This is for another one for emotional well-being. And then I put these links in here, but once you get in there, you'll see, what to do. And the chart that I have that you're looking for, I would look at the one that says, the one that and I'll link it. I'll put the link in a second. But the chart that you're looking for is like what? Oh shoot! I'm just going to bring it up. Never mind. Hold on. Let me go back to where we need to go. And go back to that shop button. Where's free books? Free digital books. This one is key. The real essential oil uses versus synthetic drugs. And it's, there's a note that says pharmaceuticals sometimes can be used as a bridge in an emergency situation and are meant for short-term use. Synthetic drugs are not completely recognized by the human body as they are allopathic and synthetic, and the drug is stored in the fat cells instead of being released by the body, and eventually manifests as a chronic disease over time. And so if something synthetic is being stored in your body, it's causing distress and chaos. Back to having peace amidst the chaos. Every body is uniquely different, and so your experience with oils and drugs will differ from others. And it's important to be self-aware and also to work with a trained holistic health professional to help guide yourself to better health. So if you download this one right here, it's a game changer. So you just add it to your cart, but and then you can, it's free. So and then I'm going to go back because that answers your question for the chart, right? But then the other question is, well, how do I really use these? Can I get some help? And if you go again to my essential oil page, I have 4 videos here, right? And after watching these 4 videos, you will get it, okay? How to use them aromatically, how to use lemon essential oil internally. So if you need your coffee in the morning, which I don't drink and haven't drank for years, lemon essential oil will give you an energy boost. So you can take it aromatically. You can take any of them aromatically. And then what you also can do is put, 8 to 10 drops in a veggie cap. Do not put this in your water and drink it down. Do not. It will harm your tissue. It's not a hot oil, but it is medicinal, and it needs to get into into your gut, and it needs to pass through your intestinal tract with ease and grace. And so you really don't want to put it in your water as a water flavor. It's not a good idea. Harmful. So how we consume things will either hurt us or harm us if we choose to do it other than the way it's supposed to be done. So the cool thing about the lemon essential oil is that it also helps with cholesterol, mental acuity, energy. It takes out microplastics from your intestinal tract. Now, I'm super healthy. Well, and healthier, and I still take the lemon essential oil to get the microplastics out of my intestinal tract. People, we can't help but to be exposed to these microplastics. It's not like, oh, well, maybe if I am. You are. If you're living, breathing, you are. So, all right. So, so cool. Deborah, does that help? Let me see. Let's see if this helps her. Hopefully this helps. What do you think? Questions, thoughts?
No, I was going to talk about something else too.
Thank you. Go for it.
Exercise, moving our bodies. And, this doesn't have to be going to the gym, spending an hour, weight lifting and on the treadmill or whatever. This can be a walk around the block. This can be yoga. This can be 15, 20 minutes of, physical movement. This could be coming out to one of my band shows and dancing, right?
That's the best way, personally, I think.
That's my favorite way.
Yeah.
But it's moving your body, and what happens when you move your body is you're moving energy, right? And when we move energy, we are releasing things that we don't need any longer or want any longer, and we are opening ourselves up not only to joy and happiness, but we are creating endorphins in our body. So our body does what it does so well without us even having to tell it to do anything. And it creates the things we need to be happy. And so I'm being reminded, thank you very much. This is, for those of you that know, you'll love it. For those of you that don't, you're going to be like, whatever. One of my guilty pleasures from the past has always been the movie Legally Blonde. And in that movie, there is a murder, right? And in the murder, it is the husband of a fitness guru. And when Reese Witherspoon, the Legally Blonde girl, talks about how she just knows it's not the fitness guru, people are like, well, why do you know some? And I'm going to paraphrase, she's like, because exercise produces endorphins, and endorphins make you happy, and happy people just don't go around murdering their husbands.
You know what? I remember that. This is one of my favorite movies, right? And you actually said it almost exactly how she did.
Because I've only seen that movie about 50 times. I could go on and on and on about that movie.
I may have to watch it again.
Actually, I almost watched it on the plane coming back from Chicago, and I was like, no, Michelle, you don't need to watch that again. You need to just rest. So I rested. But yes, it is definitely one of my very, very favorites. It has a lot of funny moments, but that was a very true phrase that she came up with, because when you are exercising, and again, it doesn't have to be in the gym, it can be taking a walk in nature. Wow, you really want to boost your endorphins, get outside and
like we did on Friday.
Yes, get outside and walk, or take a walk around the park while you're looking at the leaves on the trees, if they're changing colors where you are, taking in the sights and the smells and the sounds. All of those things will help boost your endorphins. And when you boost your endorphins, those are your feel good, sensories, or whatever they're called. I'm not getting the thing right, the wording right, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do know what you mean. It's your feel
Yeah.
good. Your feel good emotions. Like you get your endorphins going.
Yeah.
And I'll add to that. So I had a lot of work to do over the weekend. My schedule's kind of wonky. And so I have this beautiful couch outside. I set up my office outside.
Yeah.
So reinvent how you do things.
Mm-hmm.
If you have to work, it doesn't have to be in your office.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to be around people, go to Panera. If you need to be around nature, set up outside your house, or go, if you're in Georgia, go to Kennesaw Mountain. Use your hotspot on your phone and work for a few hours there. Recreate what that looks like for you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you, Deborah. I'm glad that helps. Yeah. So Deborah, please feel free to download all of that. And also, so we're going back to the essential oils for a brief second, just to support Deborah. Download that. And then if you like it, which I think you will, share it with others and let them download it too. All right. All right. So, so recreate what things look like. I did, who was it? It was I did a show with Dr. Kristen Willemeyer, the author of Biohack Your Brain. And it was one of the first shows I did. So it was almost like 3 years ago. And we were talking about my logo for a moment. So if you take a look at the logo right here in the corner, you'll see, if you take a close look, there are 3 ginkgo leaves, which, by the way, kind of look like hearts, fans with hearts, which is my favorite thing. But when you take a look at this leaf right here, it's popping out of the circle. And really what this logo represents is being in community and getting out of the constraints of the past and getting out of your comfort zone. So be in community, get out of the constraints of the past, look at things differently, choose differently. And look, the first one you choose, it may not work for you. So choose differently again. Right? I mean, did I miss something on that one or no? Just wondering. What questions? So I have a very quiet group today.
They are very quiet.
It's
Maybe
wild.
they're all meditating and
Yeah.
getting their oils out, and they're exercising.
Yeah, it's usually not this quiet.
That's okay.
We have people on different platforms, but it's usually just not this quiet. So, so peeps, talk to me. Pacha. Okay, we're going to go to a commercial. We haven't done a lot of commercials, so I'll just do a quick commercial. And I want to know what you're thinking. What are your questions? What do you want to know? I want to support you. So, like that. All right. Let's see what we got. We'll do this one. Oops. What? Oh my goodness. Had to run downstairs.
I was going to say that was a fast change.
And so I go, we're going to the show. And so then she flies back to her perch. I'm like, you can't do that right now. We gotta go. Oh my God.
Hi, Figla.
He's so happy. They love their animal frequency. You know, I want to just let people know, because this is really a game changer. If you really want to get rid of the chaos in your house, I mean, honestly, it's the Centropics. That cocoon is $1,200 off, and I'm just going to bring it up again because it's so amazing. But you know, I did an email on this, but you know, this prolonged exposure is going to wreak havoc on your well-being, and I'm just going to go straight to the cocoon. It's so cool. So I'm going to show it to you. So, you know, if you have brain fog, this is the cocoon. It's like a little, it's about this big, right? And you see these little cards here, like you run e-smog, concentration food. So it's protecting the DNA of your food. So they're neutralizing the frequencies. Okay. Oh, I didn't know this. It's 24 karat gold on the cards. So when you look at the cards, yeah. So those are your cards right here, right?
Okay, I see.
And 82 feet diameter surrounding your home, 24/7 protection. And so there's a close-up of your card. And Michelle, I'm going to ask you to do something.
Okay.
Go into the field of that card. Uh-huh. I didn't tell you I was going to ask you to do that, did I? No. Uh-huh. And if you're a healer,
clearing.
What?
It feels very clear, like, yeah.
Because it's clearing the electrosmog.
Interesting.
So you can actually just hold the card and feel it, but when and receive the healing, but that the device actually pushes it out the 82 feet.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Yeah. So and then it says pick your protection. It looks like, okay, so I can show the other ones. Or maybe not. So it looks like we're having a little bit of a trouble with, but I mean, you guys kind of get my point. And at $1,200 off, you really just can't.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, something else. I'm sorry.
No. Go ahead. Actually, go ahead. Yeah.
I had thought about this before, and then bringing the girls in, it just, you know, this is not going to be something that everyone wants to do or is able to do. However, pets, animals are so amazing at creating peace for us humans. They're so intuitive, and for me, my animals are like, they're my respite. If I'm, you know, having a tough time, or, you know, I might be moody, if I'm just in a mood and one of my animals comes up to me, you know, and is asking for loves in their own way, you know, if I choose in that moment to give into that and listen to that, which I almost always do, it's always so good for me, because they, you know, they give off this frequency of love, of unconditional love. And cats in particular are very healing too. Cats are. You know, other animals give out love, and they show you in their own way that they are supporting you and that they care about you. They may make you laugh. I know one of my late dogs was the funniest creature. I mean, she just made me laugh nonstop. And so if animals are your thing and you are able to have a pet, that could be a really easy way, really, to create peace and to maintain peace amidst the chaos. Because, I like to create a respite at home, and hope that anyone that enters my home feels the peace and the good energy, right? And part of that is my animals, because they do, not only do they give off such good healing energy, but also, especially cats, I have been learning, they absorb and take on a lot of energies for us. And what a beautiful thing. Not that we, would wish that they would be harmed in any type of way, but they are built so that they can take those things on for us. And it is a beautiful, beautiful thing if you are able to do that and that's something that you enjoy. So throwing that out there too, now that the girls are in the room with you, because I know that they bring you a lot of peace and joy.
Thank you. So first of all, you're right on all counts. And the animals, as I understand it, they all take on for us. They can take a hit for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that is why when Andrew and I were learning how to navigate our relationship and we're having arguments, whatever, it was really important to me to run frequencies on them so they could release that energy.
Mm-hmm.
I put essential oils on them. People do not put essential oils on your pets unless you know exactly what you're doing.
Yes.
You want a consult on it. That is a paid consult, or you can look up Dr. Josh Axe. But the dilution on that is really critical. I know what I'm doing, but you can at least diffuse. But again, don't diffuse an oil for your pets unless you know what you're doing.
Yes. Some can be harmful to them.
Right. So for them, I have a bottle of coconut oil mixed with lavender and frankincense, and we put a little spritz on their claw, and they know when we're doing that. It's really helpful to them. So I do as much healing on them, knowing that our animals take a hit for us. They're going to live as long as we are. I'm just going to tell you now. They have so. Aren't you? Say yes, mommy. Yes, mommy. So they sleep with us now.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. So we have more than one cage.
Mm-hmm.
And so the smaller cage is in our bedroom. And they asked to sleep in the same bedroom as us. So I'm like, okay. And so we moved one of the smaller cages into the bedroom. They go to bed before us, but they're so happy. When they wake up, she jumps into my lap, into the bed, and she's like on my belly, snuggling and burrowing in. Like, who doesn't want to wake up to that in the morning?
No, it's amazing.
Right? And if you don't know that birds burrow, spoiler alert, they do. You're telling all my secrets, mommy. Oh, you got my glasses. What are you doing? She says, take those off. Take those. You don't need the glasses. You can see without them. Not yet, but we will soon. So we have a comment. Let's see what we got here. She says, in the traveling lifestyle, there are many who have apprehension about, say, cruising or flying or parasailing. How can we help those who are afraid? Great question. Do you want to take that or first, and then I'll follow up?
Sure.
Okay, go ahead.
I will say there's a couple of things in this question, and thank you for the question, Deborah. If someone is having apprehension, that it's important, I guess I'll say it this way, it's important to be able to discern what that apprehension means, because sometimes it can be a signal, like we were talking early on in the show, a signal not to do it, that's not the right thing for us. I'm reminded of the day of September 11th, 2001. There were people that had a bad feeling of some sort, and they didn't go to their office, or they took another route, or you know the story, and they avoided catastrophe. And so it could be that the apprehension is just that they are not supposed to be going on the cruise or flying or taking that flight or parasailing or whatever it is. And so therefore discernment is very important. If the person understands that it is a fear of that particular thing, then there are frequencies that you can use. Certainly, a lot of the same things that we're talking about. Oils can help, frequencies. And another thing would be to work with a mentor or a coach like Jodi or myself.
That's where I was going with it too. Yeah.
Yeah. We can, and we certainly can give little tips here. And a lot of times those apprehensions are deep-seated fears that may come from somewhere that the person is not consciously aware of. And
Historical records, right, Michelle? Your
yeah,
karmic records. And I sense that's a biggest part of that. But carry on. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, it could be going into Akashic records. It also could be simply speaking with someone and understanding where the pattern comes from, and understanding that it has been a pattern in, you know, their lives currently and or ancestors, etc. It could be that there was something that happened to them that may not have had anything to do with, you know, flying or whatever, but it caused this fear. And so that's why I'm saying, you know, we can give tips, but sometimes it may require you to go a little bit deeper and find out why that apprehension or fear is coming up in the first place. And then going into the work that Jodi and I do to work through that, heal it, and then shift the mindset around it as well.
Yeah. And so I would say, Deborah, if you have clients that have apprehension about cruising, flying, or parasailing, or anything else like that, you can refer them to us for like the first 15-minute a free consultation. And if they think it's a good fit, then we'll know how much time we need, because Michelle and I will both access source energy to understand how much time we need for that specific client. We can't tell you it's always an hour, and we can't always tell you it's always 30 minutes. It just depends on the client, right? It's not an always. There's always a discernment. There's a specificity. And because everyone's uniquely different, it's going to be different. But we can actually help increase your sales because you'll do more traveling. The more people you refer to us, we can remove those self-limiting beliefs. We can erase traumas that were never really theirs to begin with, that were passed down, through the lineage. We can take that out of those cells. And so, and then while we're taking those frequencies out of the cells, they still have to do the work to modify the behavior. I just want to make sure that's really, really clear. We take the frequencies out, and, honestly, Michelle's a better coach than I am when it comes to coaching that stuff. I'll take stuff out of your cells like it's nobody's business, but go to Michelle the coach. Okay.
Well, it's funny that you say that, because I was actually thinking, I can do the mindset work brilliantly. And I was also going to reiterate that they have to do the work, afterward as well. So that's a really, really important point. But I also was going to say, if their fear of flying or cruising is around getting sick, because I know that is a lot of times what people fear is, oh, well, I'd love to go on a cruise, but I don't want to be stuck in, with all of these people. I'm sure that I'll get sick or whatever. Well, first of all, that's a mindset issue. So we can work on that. And Jodi would be wonderful to talk with them and teach them how to boost their immunity through not only mindset, but the foods and removing toxins and things like that. And so she can help with that to show that there's really no reason to fear. Because even if you do get a cold or whatever, you're going to be able to bounce back from it so much more quickly with the help of Jodi, who can teach, what to put in your body and what to leave out of your body as well.
So thank you for that. I want to, so yes. Yeah, okay, hold on. I'm going to show two things. So one is that when you go on a cruise, which I'm going on a cruise for my first cruise ever this year, and I'll show it because if you want to go, they're still accepting people to this. So let me just share. It's a health, no surprise, it's a health optimization cruise. So new fully vegan and plant-based health optimization cruise. And there'll be 100 people on this ship. It holds 1,000, but I mean, there'll be 100 people on this particular health optimization cruise. And they're going to have doctors speaking. I believe I'm speaking about this on Toxic Free Living, right? We're still finalizing those details. And this, even the water's clean on this. So they're ow. Okay. I know you have something to say. We'll get there. Okay. So the water has been filtered. The food is chemical free.
Love it.
Andrew and I have not had a honeymoon. And he was
You're about to.
Yeah, we're about to. And he was like getting kind of frustrated because I was afraid to go on a trip because of all the toxins. And I'm like, I saw this. I'm like, yes, please. He's like, really? I'm like, yes, please. Now, the other thing that people want to do is use On Guard essential oil. There's a spray for the hands, right? It's a On Guard hand sanitizer. Regular hand sanitizer will disrupt your endocrine system. And then the other thing is they have these little beadlets. They're tiny, that fit in your front pocket. They'll pass anything on the TSA. And you can pop a little beadlet and it puts a burst of the On Guard. It's actually probably an eighth of a size of a Tic Tac. That's how small it is.
Okay.
It's got a quarter of one drop of essential oil.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And so you pop that into your mouth, and now your mouth is filled with, the cinnamon, the wild orange, the eucalyptus, the clove.
I love On Guard. I love the smell of it. Oh, it's so good.
Thank you. Yeah. And so you can support your immune system really easily with that. And then the other thing I'm doing is, and I have to buy it today, and I'm so glad that Deborah mentioned this. There's a thing that you wear around your neck, and it helps neutralize all the bacteria and viruses and things like that. It's for clean air. And while I'm not really scared of bacteria and viruses at all, because that's the easy button for me, the thing that I am concerned about is when I was driving Rajai to the airport, I could smell the gasoline from the airplanes. And it's really, 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 really harmful. When you're smelling it, that means you're really breathing in a dense amount. And so I'm getting this thing. It's like $100, 125, I think. And we'll wear it around our neck, and they let you wear it at the airport. And so then you're not breathing that stuff in. And for me, air quality has always been a challenge. And in the house, I use essential oils. Well, I can't diffuse essential oils everywhere I go.
Right.
So those are some ways in which, we can support people while they travel. Just have your tools, know what they are, have your arsenal with you. Make sure they'll pass TSA. By the way, just a friendly public service announcement. Don't bring peanut butter. They stole my peanut butter. I had it packed on the carry-on, and they took it off and put it in the garbage because they said it was liquid. I'm like, it's not liquid. I'm spreading that sucker. They threw it away. My organic peanut butter. It's nuts.
Oh.
So we have a link to miniature beads for travel. Oh, sure. I can do that. She says, Fagla says you didn't ask her why. Okay. Okay. What am I supposed to, you know what, Zelda, thank you. Okay. So we've got 6 minutes. Fagla, what am I supposed to be asking? Got it. It's not ask. It's what she wants me to say. Thank you, Zelda. So she says, my mommy, here she's laughing at me. My mommy is really good at helping people release fear. She says, go see my mommy for that and go to Michelle to get coaching on the behaviors and things that lead up to it. She says, let mommy do the energy frequency work. Let Michelle do the coaching. I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Okay. And Zelda, I'll send you the link. Well, you know what? I guess I got to just do. So it's not that easy. You have to go to doTERRA and look up On Guard beadlets. So I'll just type it here. So
I'm going to look that up because that's really cool.
So, and so we only have 5 minutes. And I don't want to use the last 5 minutes of the show to, unless, you know what, I have a plot twist. What do you want to share while I look it up and get the link? Yeah, so that's how we do that.
Well, you know, I think maybe just kind of what we were just talking about is that we have tons of resources to help us, and give yourself grace if you try some things and they don't work, and also use your discernment if and when it's time to reach out to a mentor or a coach such as Jodi or myself to help with maintaining your peace amidst the chaos, because sometimes there are things going on in our lives or that have been imprinted. I don't use that word a lot, but if they have been patterned in our lives and mirrored to us from a lot of different sources, sometimes it is difficult to release those things. And so give yourself grace and use discernment if and when it's time to reach out for help. And there is absolutely nothing wrong for asking for help. In fact, it is very smart, and sometimes it is the easy button like Jodi has, right? Because sometimes, yes,
That was easy.
sometimes we can think that we need to do it all ourselves so that we can, you know, get the lesson or whatever it is. And sometimes that may be true. And other times it's our ego getting in the way, saying, oh, you don't need help. You can do this all yourself. And really what it's doing is it's causing us to take way longer than it needs to take to get through a lesson or release a pattern or whatever that looks like. So there is no shame in asking for help. In fact, it's very smart. So I would encourage anyone, both Jodi and I have free consultations. So, just go to our websites and you'll find the links there for those. And we can find out what your objectives are, let you know how we can help you. And if we're a good fit, then we can discuss how we can work together.
So that's awesome. What I'm doing is, and if I don't think I'll finish this in the show, is I'm putting together a like an on guard kit.
Oh,
So,
awesome.
and then what I'll do is I'll share that link. And if there's something in the bag that you don't like, you just exit out and you don't get those. Okay. But I'm just putting all the on guard products in there. And then you're like, oh, okay, this is what I can get. And actually, I guess I did it pretty quickly. Oh, so smart me. So next step, I guess I did it.
I love that. I love the smell, and I know that it's so helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Makes me feel good also that it smells so good.
So here is the link. And now look, I put in every On Guard product, including the laundry detergent. Look, I love On Guard. It supports your immune system.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's the easy button.
And it smells great.
And it smells great. It's got cinnamon, it's got clove, it's got wild orange, eucalyptus. It's amazing. There's beadlets, there's capsules, there's hand sanitizer, there's laundry detergent concentrate, On Guard essential oil that you can diffuse, and you can get that one on the plane too. And so just do that. And then finally, I want to make sure we do. So people, if you have not voted for my girl, like that's the last thing I want to talk about. It's 10 o'clock. Vote for my girlfriend, Michelle. Okay.
Yes. Once a day, please. We're getting down to the wire. This next, well, we're going down to 5 people in my group now. The next one will be the number 1 in each group. And then we go to quarterfinals, semifinals, and then the finals. So every single day I need your vote. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. There's your link. It's on Facebook and YouTube. Vote for my girlfriend. She's amazing. I want you to just think about this. Michelle's on my show once a month, every month since I moved here to Georgia. So we had my 2-year anniversary. November 1st was my 2-year anniversary. Why would I do that? Because she's blonde and beautiful? No, because she's brainy. Well, she is blonde and beautiful, but okay. But that's not my reason. She's a good soul. She always does the right thing. She's filled with integrity. Which that's what integrity is, right? Doing the right thing when nobody's watching. And she's really good at what she does. She's an amazing coach. I'm not. I'm an educator. I'll give you the solution. You can go get coaching from Michelle, honestly. Pay me to get you on the right track, then pay Michelle to help get the coaching, really.
That's a really good differentiator. Yes, because you are a really good educator.
I'm an excellent educator. I'm a sucky coach. Unless you want tough love. If you want tough love, do it. Call me. Then you can have
that was easy.
Or you could go.
I need that button around here.
I know.
That was easy. That was easy.
All right, everybody. We're saying goodbye. Follow us starting December, 3:00 Tuesdays, 1-hour show. It's going to be shorter. We love you. We love that you show up. We love that you're here today. We love that you're learning. We would love it even more if you ask more questions. And please share our show after. And thank you, thank you, thank you. And vote for my girlfriend.
Yes, please.
All right.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.